Hit the button, Raz. Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning. Welcome to the first ever remote view from the afternoon. We're trying this because, number one, we've been paying for the subscription to this software for 8 months now, and it's £20 a month. And we've used it once for M Shadows, and it didn't even get used then properly. And because we've got a lot of podcasts to catch up on, and it's impossible to get people half the time to even just respond. Yeah. Never mind show up. So we'll try it this way.
Not putting any fingers there, anyone.
No, I mean, well, shall we discuss the elephant in the room immediately?
Yeah, let's go on. Let's discuss that.
So we're here to talk about Reading Festival and our experience there. But first of all, Vals, did you just get shouted at by your mum on the camera?
No, it wasn't me. So I can assure you that it wasn't me.
What was going on then? Because you just so we were just getting ready. And then a lady was screaming in Jake's
all I heard was
Jake, and then he was disconnected.
All I heard was you say, Fiona! And then she just started shouting at you.
Yeah, it just sounded like you getting it's like shouted at.
You in trouble, mate?
I can assure you, it's not me. There were some kids outside, and they'd left some rubbish, and being the woman that she is, she decided the best way to deal with that was just to open my window and shout at them.
Okay, interesting.
Instead of going to like the window where she already was, she decided to come in my room and shout at them from there.
Well, I guess that's what happens when you live at home with your mum, innit? You subject yourself to these kind of frustrations.
He's right, and guess what? I don't want to live here, so...
All right, then move to Leeds. Job done. It's
come on.
Perfect, I'll do that then.
He's gonna wait and try and worm his way in to move in with someone else.
I
don't say someone else. I don't mean as opposed to us. I don't necessarily like we don't. Well, that's not what I'm saying. But I think that he's just waiting for an invite.
The opportunity
that ain't gonna come, Jake.
Yeah.
Hey, I know it's not going to come. I've lived with you before. I know what it's like.
No, I don't mean from me. I'd live with you any day of the week. I think
Jake,
you're waiting for an invite from someone else.
Jake,
if you catch my drift.
Jake, as a third party to Rob and Dan, how is it living with them for albeit what be like 4 weeks?
Know. His experience was Jake lived with us for like 2 months or something, and it was no longer than that.
Longer than that.
Yeah, but it wasn't like. I mean, I know
it's a very disjointed living situation.
Yeah, because he was working back.
I was never there.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So you just had a big commute, really, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey, Reading was an experience, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
It was interesting. Long day, that.
That was a long day. CHOC, are you all right while we've got you, mate?
Yeah.
Just wanted to check in with you. Conscious that we haven't just said, we haven't, we're here.
CHOC, have you been shouted at today?
No, mate, I've had a lovely, peaceful morning, actually.
I love when the morning lasts until like 6:30 at night.
Normally, I would be just getting up about 4 hours ago, but I got up at 8.
No, but man had to wake up to buy gig tickets this morning, didn't he?
Yeah.
And didn't get them?
Stupid.
No, but it's sorted now anyway.
Getting up at 8 to buy gig tickets to a band that sound like Two Door Cinema Club. What a world.
That's life, baby.
And he didn't even get him.
Sheesh.
Oh, people didn't get him, all right.
So I saw like there was something on Twitter, and I don't really know who this band are. They've got like over 1 million followers.
Yeah, they follow us, I think.
Yeah, well,
it's all bots.
I'm just going to keep quiet then.
I don't even know anything about them, with respect. It's just Chucky told me they sound like Two Door Cinema Club.
We can all pay for followers, man. Like 1.2 million. How much is that?
I think
was that 20 quid?
I think more than that.
Is it?
Remember when we bought some Instagram followers for a certain someone? She was not happy about that, was she? Remember that, Jake?
Yeah,
we
but you know what? Weirdly enough, I thought about that the other day.
Yeah, I did as well.
Really
unprompted. God, that was funny. It was her most liked picture. Anyway,
Reading. Where is this heading?
Reading.
Early morning.
Yeah,
it was early. It didn't feel too bad getting there.
No, it was 2-car trip. We what we had four in each, so it was nice and roomy, not cramped. It was an all right drive.
I thought it'd be hard getting up because like we were out. We went to 1975 at Leeds Fest, and then certainly I can't remember who stayed out, but I think I was out for quite a bit getting hammered.
Yeah.
And then getting up at we getting up at 7 or 8? It was 8, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Which I guess ain't too bad.
No, we got up at 7, left for 8.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I went and got a shower. It was pleasant enough.
And it was dead as well, wasn't it? Straight in the showers.
Yeah.
Decent showers, to be fair, at Leeds Fest this year.
Yeah, lovely. Not too crowded either.
They got a bit.
Wasn't enough of them.
Yeah.
That means I never waited.
That's the
still.
thing. Like we've said a few times this year, there weren't enough showers, but I hadn't waited for a shower anywhere aside from 2,000 Trees.
Even I didn't.
The only place I was waiting for a shower was the only place that fucking charged for them, which was 2,000 Trees.
Anyway, got up, shower, drive down, Starbucks probably. I'm assuming. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Got there, and then we started the old grand fuckabout, which was where do we go to park? And it wasn't that bad. And then
it wasn't bad because we knew where we were going, but the sign sent us somewhere else.
Yeah, to be fair, the sign sent us around the fucking city centre.
I feel like these podcasts, and I'm here for it, but it's just us like moaning about it's like the main video we show the posy vibe, and then this is all the.
This is the thing. This is the thing about festivals. It's like that. I'm sure you've seen that meme that's like, oh, pay 400 quid to come like inhale dust and like sit in the mud and
it's
like
great,
have a
bro,
shit
promise.
Yeah, it's really good.
We'll
I promise.
walk 18 miles a day.
And that's the thing. It's like, but like you have the best time with your best friends. Almost like you have a great time having a shit time because like
absolutely
the trauma literally like bonds you as people. Like
don't talk to me about that.
If you have a fucking shit time at a festival and it's like caked in mud, you laugh about it later. Or even just
a nice
in the
little
moment.
memory you keep.
Yeah, it's great.
I'll tell you what was a bit annoying. So we got to Reading and we parked up, and there's a shuttle bus because it's all like spread apart by the fact there's a city in the middle of it.
That is annoying.
The city of Reading.
How the city just happens to be there.
Man.
They
bulldoze that shit.
So you park.
God, if that's classed as a city, though.
I know, dead in it. But you park in the guest car park for us because don't forget we're important as fuck. And then there's a shuttle bus that takes you to the festival. Now we could have easily got in this shuttle bus that was there, but CHOC had to have a shit. He couldn't not have a shit.
He had to have a shit in the worst bogs that I shat in all week.
And it took him like 20 minutes. So we missed that shuttle bus, and then the shuttle bus effectively stopped.
Yeah.
Listen.
Couldn't have waited.
He didn't. He had to run an errand.
Yeah, but that was effectively like stopped for 40 minutes.
No, but don't just say it stopped.
I weren't gonna fucking wait 20 minutes for this shuttle bus.
No, the shuttle bus was there.
It was
ready to go. It were. When
was.
The guy said, "Do you want me to take you guys?" and I said, "My mate's having a shit," and he was like, "Well, I'll come back."
No, we were doing the Y Foods ad while we were having a shit.
Yeah,
we don't even go there.
We did that, and then the thing was ready to leave. So because you couldn't wait to have your shit, we had to fucking walk to Reading, you dickhead.
Guess what? I'd do it again.
I know you would, mate.
Do it again.
You think with your ass.
Just to annoy everyone else, I'd go back and have another shit.
You're thinking with your ass again.
I'll tell you what's clever here. So I also just needed to like get myself together and like have a little. I also needed to have a shit. I also needed to like do my hair and stuff because I wasn't looking my best quite yet. I've just drove from Leeds, so I just want to top up. Everyone was too busy getting annoyed at CHOC to even notice that I was fucking about.
Rob also went for a shit.
It was great.
I went for a shit after we'd missed the bus.
No, you didn't, because I didn't have any bog roll, and I was like, brother, bring me that bog roll.
You're misunderstanding how quick all this happened. You went in for a shit, yeah? Then we did the Y Food read quickly.
No, because I'm in the Y Food read.
Yeah, but that was a bit that we did afterwards.
No, afterwards when you walked over to Varley and Bridie with it.
No, in fact, do you know what? You are right, but let me tell you the timeline. Let me tell you the timeline of events. Here's what happened. So we get out of the van.
Something just fell off my
Everything
eyes.
all right?
There's something going on in Varley's fucking household. I'm convinced.
Mine.
Look at that
It were mine,
shitty,
but-
that shitty fake Les Paul on his wall, man.
My God.
Jesus.
Hey, it's not. I'm not trying to.
I guarantee you that's not in tune. There's no way that's in tune. That hasn't been touched for a hot minute.
Oh man, who do you think I am?
All right, here we go. Oh, this is how we serenades them, innit?
Right. E.
Just give us an E minor chord.
E minor.
Yeah. I stand corrected.
Okay. Oh, that sounds great on
Enough of that.
headphones. Lovely.
Put it away.
Yeah. So shut your
Fair
mouth,
enough.
you
You know.
cunt.
Anyway, so we
go
got
on.
there. Chucky went straight in for a shit. Yeah?
Yeah.
Then we missed the bus. Then I had my shit, and then we did the ad read.
Thank you for clarifying.
Thank you. Everyone now knows Shitgate has been cleared up.
I did see all the comments. To be fair, they
Not
were
from
all
2020.
saying like, "Wait a minute, the timeline doesn't make sense. What were you all doing at this point?" So I'm glad we've all cleared it up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I needed a poo. End of.
Next time, keep your butt plug in, mate, so the poo ain't going to come out.
Sorry, mate. It's all natural. The
Anyway.
old hole.
After parking and Shitgate, we walked along the canal to the entrance, or what we the accreditation office that we needed to find. That was a bit arduous.
The walk was, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with Bridie, because he's so fat.
Yeah. You know, why do we? Let's get rid of our fat friends. All they do is
Chuck, do you mind just leaving the room?
literally-
bro?
Out of curiosity,
I'll
then who's
leave real
going?
quick.
all they do is slow us down.
Chuck, Jake, can you leave the virtual room, please?
Yeah. This
I'm
is,
one of the
Yeah,
fast
we'll leave
ones.
the nonsense behind.
No, he didn't say slow. He said fat. He didn't say get rid of the fast ones or slow ones. He said get rid of the. I don't care how fat you are as long as you
But
can
the whole-
walk quick.
I do walk quick.
I know, but Raz's rule said get rid of the fat ones.
So
You always do as you're
is he
told.
going as well?
Chucky,
No, Raz.
Raz's not fat.
I'm not fat.
I've seen those love handles.
Yeah, you've said but
more to love, innit?
Yeah, they are.
All bought and paid for,
They're out
mate.
of
They love it.
proportion to my
They love
body.
it.
He's in his 30s, right? He's past the prime, right? You're in your
Yeah, fair
20s,
point.
okay? You need to be beach body ready.
And
ASAP.
also, I've got like a
Yeah, have you
tight.
not seen Lewis Capaldi's new video?
I have not, mate. No.
Oh, you'd like it.
So why is he fucking more birds than you, man?
What is he fucking one bird?
Is he half?
Oh Lord. So
God,
then,
missed you boys.
so we got into Reading.
Yes.
And
We
we
went
went
through
to
the back entrance
I bet we did.
of the.
We got the most thorough bag check
in
we've had
Oh,
this
the
year.
bag check.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The bag check was bad.
that was mental. Man was like rummaging around and then unzipping everything inside, rummaging around and then hitting everything to make sure there was nothing in there like glass
And
in everyone's bag.
I'm just glad I didn't have a bag because I pack things really tightly.
He just had no sense of humor, did this guy? I'm sure he was like, there was something up with him. And I'm not just saying
He
that.
was
I'm
probably
not-
working a major event with crowds
No,
of people.
there was something up with him. Like, and I'm not just saying that because he didn't laugh at my joke, but like me and Bridie went
What was
in
your
like,
joke?
I'll tell you, like me and Bridie went in like quick succession, and like so as he's going through, like I'm making like quips, and then as I'm going through, Bridie's like making quips, and it's stuff that even if it wasn't hilarious, but you'd at least like go, haha, yeah, you know. And he was
Yeah.
just so stone faced. I can't remember specifically. We were joking
Just
about
hates
like
Northerners.
the quality of my pillow compared to like Bridie's or something. It was, you know, you had to be there, and it wasn't. It was just like polite small talk. But God, he was having none of it. He was too busy looking for drugs that weren't there. Jesus.
True. Checking the wrong person for that. Actually.
I know.
Yeah. Then that brings us to the campsite and setting that up. What can only be described as like clear
A war
poverty.
zone.
Like I've never seen ground so bad in my life. Like
was so small.
walking in there, yeah, really, really small. Did they have any food vendors in there?
No.
There might have been something
There was
like
one outside in where we got stopped. There
Yeah,
was like two there.
Was there
But-
anything
that
near the
weren't in
recycling
Guest,
bit?
just outside Guest, weren't it?
Or was it?
But the ground was like, it was
Gravel.
so bad. It was like those bits of was it bits of glass as well? Like
There were loads of glass, man.
yeah, like fucking half chucks down trees by the look of it or something.
The deadest grass we've ever seen.
Yeah, and like thank God you got those airbeds. Because fuck sleeping on that hard ground. Like
The sleep was already rough.
They didn't help
The sleep
much.
was already rough, Raz.
you'll see.
Whether we had the airbags or not, it doesn't make a difference with that.
We stole some happiness though, didn't we? We experienced that the week after.
Wow.
Yeah. So you all slept in a big tent, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And setting that up was the most efficient thing I've seen in a good long while from this group
Not
of people.
more efficient than me setting my tent up.
Yeah, I know, but it's a thing of too many cooks in it. But it was relatively efficient.
It was. We all just wanted it set up so we could go see Madison Beer.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, get a
Yeah.
beer and go.
I wish I saw
beer.
her.
So
Technically, I saw her.
We saw a silhouette.
I technically saw her for about I reckon about 2 frames.
Mm.
So if it was just 1 frame, I'd say like I've seen like an image
It's like
of
a
her.
picture in
But
it then,
if I've
there's
seen
any
more,
kind of
I've seen motion. Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw like an
Yeah,
arm
you
go.
saw
Yeah, I've seen her.
motion, you seen her live. That's it.
Yeah, I think we. I
And it
think
was hot as well.
we
was.
left after 1 song,
We,
didn't we?
we,
It was
le- we
fucking
waited
awful.
too long. We wanted to do the beer joke about the Madison Beer. Let's get a beer. So we were like doing that, and then we wanted to make the joke about like everyone's there for the same reason to see Madison Beer's performance, and so we wanted to joke about that. But like in the process of committing to doing that, we were there for like 30 minutes.
Yeah,
And
Tent were
it
rammed.
was too hot, and we should have used that time better.
yeah. There was like it was like maybe half an hour to an hour of that whole time where we were like not just waiting for Madison Beer, but like the decline started, and it went from that to then go stand in a queue for Nando's for a further half hour for no reason, only for them to run out of fucking gas.
God, that was
Which
annoying.
yeah, it really like killed the vibe, or almost did.
It was a tough vibe at Reading for the whole day for me. Like up until it wasn't until after Wolf Alice, and I think it was the energy of meeting people. Like there was a bit where like we met like maybe 10 groups of friends in a row that like the channel, and that kind of boosted my mood a bit. But up until then, like it was just dead. Like,
What did we do after the Nando's? We got some
I
food
know
somewhere
we went
else.
to the guest
went to
area.
Guest, didn't we? And we saw Zoe.
Oh yeah.
Went to guest, saw Zoe, spoke to some people, and then watched AJ Tracy.
Fist bump Josh Franceschi.
Oh,
Me and Varley were pretty much the only people alive watching AJ Tracy. Everyone else was dead on floor because of the heat.
What's Val said?
No energy.
What's Val said there?
So CHOC, so this lass came over to CHOC, and she was like, "Did you go to this school?" He was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Oh, I went there too." She's like, "Oh, cool, right? We're in the same year, blah, blah, blah." She's like, "Yeah, but I was in top set, so I don't really know who you are." And even though she came over to CHOC, it was as if we were trying to like carry the conversation.
Yeah, it was a
Brilliant.
very awkward thing of her going like, "Oh, do you remember me from school?" No. "Oh, well, we're in top set." All right. And then she was just like, "So what you been up to?" And I'm like, "You came to us. Like, why are the energy so down? We've not spoken to you. I don't even know your name." But it was just a weird 20 minutes of Molly and me getting spoken to as if we were like some random fucking people who just spat on her back or something.
Spat on her back. Is that a phrase?
It is now. Best believe.
Right.
She was
okay.
saying though she was a backup dancer for some actor over there, wasn't she?
Oh, backup dancer.
Backup dancer.
Your backup dancer.
Yeah.
Anyway, AJ Tracy straight after that.
Guest area at Reading was all right. Saw a few like people there, like Chris's favourite guy from Hunter.
No.
Saw
Lee
Liam
Malia.
from Bring Me. I'm sure we would have seen more people there, but I'm so disinterested in like hanging out in those spaces where it's like, ooh, who's this person from this band?
I know what you mean. There's two sides to it. Like I do like being in there because I'm genuinely like curious, but I also hate being around like industry people. Like if it was just, and I don't mean industry like the people who run the festival because obviously got loads of time for them, but like when I think about, I just think about Slam Dunk and in that guest area, and I just had such a shit time in there, and I felt like everyone in there was trying to prove something, whether you work in the Key Club or whether you're like senior record label executive somewhere. Like everyone was trying to like,
Yeah.
I'm this, like I haven't fucking asked anyone. Like I'm just trying to relax in here with my mates. And then
news,
like,
mate, next
Yeah.
year, come see some actual fucking bands instead of staying
no,
there.
mate. Well, yeah,
I think me and Raz were the only two actually went to see more than 2 acts.
Yeah.
well,
I saw a few.
they've got some good bands booked this year, so I will.
Yeah.
Mate, I went with the expectation to see 3 bands, and I saw 4.
Whoa.
More than you.
That's a
4
33% increase over your
Man,
expectation.
2 more than you, bitch.
How much is a ticket?
100 quid now, isn't it?
100 quid. So that's 25 quid per band there for CHOC. So
Yeah, money's worth.
So that's a. Would you pay 25 quid to see a band?
Do you know? Can I read you an email?
Right. Is it? Is this?
Okay.
Is this to be? Is it
Ollie's
to be
gone.
read on the podcast?
Yeah, it's fine. I just want to say the
Is
name.
it Reading related?
No.
Oh, but you're reading it, so yeah, that's fine.
Is it Slam Dunk related?
No, not at all.
Alright.
So it's just an email.
It's in relation to like what we were just talking about like the pounds you spend versus the bands you see.
Yeah.
Keep talking.
So we're going to keep talking while Rob finds this email
Yeah.
regarding.
So here we go. I got it. I
Same
got
band.
this like long email from someone like a couple of months back, and I'll summarize it. It's like, I must ask, is there? And it's quite a rude email. It's like sent with a bit of a rude tone, which is
Did you get
deliberate.
this in Barcelona?
Yeah.
Oh.
So you've
That's
seen it,
great.
but it's relevant to. Shall I read the whole email?
Yeah, it's a good email.
Yeah, just read whatever. you
Okay,
want.
so not trying to diss this person. We've had a quick back and forth, and to be honest, I fucking owned him straight away. But this is in relation to. So we're talking about like, getting your value for money out of a festival, and so how many bands you see. So anyway, I must ask: is there a reason why the actual music in the festival videos that you make isn't covered as much? In your 2000 Trees video, which I attended, had a great time. There's very little in the way of actual music. It's baffling to me. I like to have a good time myself. I enjoy drink with friends and socialising. However, festivals are an expensive proposition. If you want to film yourself drinking, engaging in quite toxic laddish behaviour, which I do understand, you being northerners, it's unfortunately part of your DNA. But you could do all this at home. Why go to a festival and pay hundreds of pounds?
So rude.
This also happened in your Download 2019 video.
Toxic.
You stated towards the end of the video that the band selection wasn't good enough for you. This implies to me you aren't invested enough in music to care. Lol. And that you just attend these events for the party atmosphere, which I simply find crazy. The festivals are a celebration of art, not the abhorrent, toxic culture surrounding masculinity and alcohol and drug consumption. I wish you best with your future endeavours. I do strongly suggest you spend more time acknowledging the true purpose of these events. I saw 29 artists at Trees this year, making more than making my money's worth.
Guess what? I don't care. I don't care, mate. But you could see 100 artists and I see one. I'm having a better time. I bet you any money.
The thing is, it's like it's on nobody else to tell someone else how to have fun. Like,
Just
if you want to go to
Can
a
I
festival,
tell you how the email ends
go on,
from him?
go on.
Sent from Outlook for Android.
Oh, I know all I need to know.
Don't that just sum it up?
Yeah.
And you know what? I responded in a very professional manner, and he immediately kind of backed down from his initial stance. And maybe I enlightened him a little bit as to why we do this, but it's interesting how that is a quantified thing for so many people. And like, I didn't have a great time at Slam Dunk, but it's not because I didn't see many bands. It's just because the general vibe and atmosphere that day was shit, and I also didn't help myself. But I'm always surprised how many people quantify their value with the bands, and I guess that's probably the most common thing to do, innit?
I guess it depends. If it's something like Slam Dunk, maybe it don't really matter, does it? But if it's Leeds or Reading, I could imagine like if you've paid for like a weekend ticket with early bird and stuff, and you end up seeing like 2 things, then
I think people are just missing out, man. Like people pay to go to a caravan site for a week, and
True.
and this is just the same. But are probably cheaper, and there might be some bands you
I
like.
find it mad how like so for like Slam Dunk, like if you live in Leeds, so if you live in Leeds, and like I'm not even saying like if you know us as like TPD, I'm saying if you know us as friends, how are you not going there as well to like have a good time? Even if you don't really, even if like you know of the music, but you're not a massive fan, like how can you not think, oh yeah, all my friends are going there, I'll go as well.
Yeah, that's the thing, innit? Like, I don't understand why you'd not go to anything, especially after the lockdown. And I know that money's tight for a lot of people. I mean, we were just talking off camera how fucking broke we are. I know it's not easy, but we're in a 6-month period to save now. And
Save.
well, not us, but like, you know, someone who's like considering some festivals next year. Definitely get your money spent. Go to as many as you can, because you never know when it's going to be taken away from you again.
Yeah, the thing about money is you can't take it with you.
That's right,
But you
mate.
can leave horrendous amounts of debt. And
That's true.
then you won't be forgotten.
And then it's my mum's problem.
Anyway, let's get back on track with Reading. What else? After AJ Tracy, where did we go? Oh, Enter Shikari.
Yeah,
Was it Shikari? Oh, Dodgems.
Dodgems, yeah.
Dodgems.
Dodgems were a good time. But there's literally fuck all else to say about that, CHOC. So Shikari were all right.
No.
What?
You
We went to get the
some
sun cream.
Sun cream.
Oh yeah,
You're being a little bitches.
Excuse you.
yeah. That
Yeah,
was funny because how much was it? Let's say a tenner. Fill in the
Well-
blank. 12 quid. We all had a little dab and then left like the 7/8 of a bottle full still on the fucking side. Just
I'll tell you what was good about that shop, and I know this was the second time we'd visited it that this happened, but it was like a camping shop, and his till wasn't working, like his card reader wasn't working, and we racked up a bill of like 90 quid of like airbeds, and he just let us take them without paying on the promise that we'll come back and pay.
yeah,
And
that's nice.
We did go back and pay. We probably shouldn't have done.
There was someone else
Right.
serving us as well, weren't it, when we went
Yeah,
back?
yeah, it
They
was.
were surprised we even went back.
We just went back and was like, "Hiya, mate. I know you've no idea about any of this, but we owe you 90 quid. Can I just pay you £90?"
He's not going to be like,
Oh, right.
no.
Anyway, and then we went to see Enter Shikari.
Yeah, and the Shikari were all right. Jake, you went down
They were,
front.
they were
Did you-
better at Reading than they were at Leeds.
Yeah, there was not a good. I don't know. There was a better vibe at Reading.
Yeah.
There was some technical problems, though, weren't there?
If
It
you bloody
was,
believe
but
what you're told.
Yeah.
Bloody believe it.
Apparently, it was just a big mistake, and
That's bollocks,
it was
man.
just
Gotta be
convenient.
bollocks.
Inconvenient that
It's not
it was
bollocks.
done
That is
during
what happened.
Yeah,
Like
literally the whole front of house went down.
the BBC literally have uploaded the thing onto the iPlayer. Like they weren't trying
You can
to.
still hear it.
Yeah, like people just love a conspiracy, don't they?
Yeah,
I love a
I'll
good
tell you what. If
conspiracy.
that was a video on TikTok, it'd blow up and it'd be
Mm.
like, oh no, that
Probably
they,
is
they
right.
did
It'll
this to
probably
him.
be on some fan account that.
Yeah, but
Let's
I
put it
wouldn't know,
up.
mate, because I don't waste my time.
Do you know what? Fucking
Yeah, you are old
losers
now.
love to be upset about everything.
Yeah, like
Should we start an Andrew Tate kind of channel, boys? If you're one of these fucking woke fucking normies that love to get upset about everything, then why don't you go and watch the Shikari on the iPlayer, all right? But I think that was a technical glitch.
people love to have like the worst intentions, or like assume everybody else has the worst intentions. Like
I know,
my
man.
my default is like,
Assume the best.
okay, this bad thing has happened. Okay, well I'm gonna assume like this was the situation. Like something happened the other day where I was just like, I can only assume that people have the best intentions. Otherwise, how the fuck do you sleep at night?
Yeah, and there's a you can go too far that way, like Danny White, who just is like a little kid and he thinks the whole world is all happy, and you can be too far the other way, which I don't know who that is. I don't have an example for that, but yeah, just like, guess what, man? It's very unlikely that Princess Diana was murdered. And it's very unlikely. I know that you can connect a lot of dots, and it's very unlikely that.
What's going on?
that
man?
enter-
We're talking about
it's-
Reading
no, but
here.
what I'm saying is
Sorry.
what I'm saying is people love to like connect dots that loosely connect. Did
Oh, you're just
did
talking about every
did
conspiracy
did
theory.
Festival Republic and BBC shut down Shikari, the act that they've booked 1,000 times? No, they didn't. It was a
No.
coincidence.
I imagine they've got like a standing order set up with Shikari that's
I
like,
know,
that's
like every year we'll send you the 20 grand or whatever, and please come back and do another set.
Yeah.
It's just a coincidence, man, that they got. We haven't even explained what the fuck we're talking about.
I did power to.
Well, I got a text the other day because me and my friend talk about conspiracies, and we often disagree on them. And she was like, "Do you think Princess Diana was murdered?" And I was like, "Do you know, I don't know anything about it. Like, let me watch a documentary." So I watched a documentary that's like pro she was murdered, and I get it, but like I also get anyway.
This is a great podcast, man.
Do you know, there's something about the energy when we're not all in the same room that I think is a bit better. Because I'm knackered today. I'm not in a particularly great like mood or anything. I'm fine, but like, you know, I'm not buzzing. But like from the get-go, this podcast has been good, I think. Probably because we haven't talked about Reading.
Is that because it's just been you talking?
Yeah, he loves the sound of his
Shut
own
your
voice,
big
mate.
fucking mouth.
All right.
Hey,
Duly
we're
noted.
back.
Duly noted.
Bring that energy back.
Right, you boys carry on.
Anyway, about Diana dying and that, and the thing about Reading is, where the fuck were we up to?
She'd have loved to have been at Reading.
Shikari, what happened? What were they talking about? It was something about Thames.
Oh, the
About
one Thames water, and that, but he didn't say Yorkshire water up north, did he?
He did.
Did he?
Yeah.
All right.
No, you didn't open up your ears
He
enough.
said, he said Yorkshire waters.
Didn't
No,
switch them on.
I tuned out, like
Bingo.
there's a certain amount of informed that I can only be. I have to manage the information in, and I've already heard about it, and I think a lot of people got the fucking BBC News notification. I can certainly count on that. I don't need my man, whatever he's called. How do you pronounce his first name? Is it Rue? I don't need someone with a name like Rue telling me about dumping toilet like.
Do you know what the maddest thing about all this is? We all like Enter Shikari. Like we've painted ourselves as the biggest Shikari haters. We all like either super neutral or actively like Shikari.
Yeah,
they're just fun lads to laugh with and at.
I almost just don't want to think about
appreciate
shit like that when I'm at a festival, like trying to enjoy myself. I'm just there hoping that the water that they provide me isn't full of shit.
I've got another. I know that I dipped my microphone. I'm gonna talk again. You know Darius Dinesh, the lad who sadly just died. He was the pop stars guy, and his son colorblind.
Yeah.
So he had a sponsorship deal years ago with one of those straws where you drink like water from it, and it purifies the water.
Oh yeah.
Life straw, they're called.
Oh yeah.
And as part of the marketing, he was drinking out of the Thames using it, like straight out of the Thames. But they just sent him like a non-functioning prototype.
No.
And he was hospitalized for weeks because he drank some water out of the Thames.
Fuck me. Oh, right.
And that's it. I'll put the microphone back.
When you said, "Don't hand read." However,
I'll shut
My
up again
God.
for a bit now.
My
going to
God.
amend the invoice.
You know what? I mean, I'm sure it was for emergencies only or something like that. But yeah, that's. Oh, I'm gonna be thinking about that all night. Enter Shikari are a good band. They're a very good band, and I'm sure they're very nice lads. I appreciate them. The set was all right.
What did we do
After Shikari?
Right.
Christ.
Bacardi bar?
Yeah.
Where's
That-
the
Bacardi
the
bar.
Bacardi
Some
bar.
Good vibes shooting
Yeah.
into
Do you know what? So we've been to a lot of festivals this year, and there's a lot of like bars like that. You know, there's a Bacardi one, there's a Kraken Rum one, there's a Aperol Spritz one. They're all different. Do you know what? They're always sick.
They are
They're
really
always
good.
Generally, so much fun.
And the thing
I
about
don't
that
think
one,
we've been to one that hasn't been good.
the thing about that one is it looked rammed, and then after about 5 minutes it won, and then it was just great. The Bacardi bar, what was the one at Rock for People? It was like a Camel.
Camel cigarettes.
We
Camel.
went to the Super Bock.
Camel was probably the best one.
Super
I
Bock.
think the Super Bock, man.
Schweppes.
Yeah, the
Super
Schweppes,
Bock
the
one at,
Schweppes one at AP
The
was
Super
great.
Bock one
Rio.
The Super Bock one was amazing, but it was a VIP, so it's kind
Yeah, but
of
it
I
was
class
just,
it as a
where
bit
else are you
different.
going to hear crazy
That
from,
free
man, on
bottle.
DJ?
Yeah, that was excellent.
was
at
so
our DJ
insane.
sets every single time.
From now on.
Yeah, that was very good. And the cocktails, you know what? A cocktail at a festival is underrated. It's expensive as fuck, and way overpriced. It's like nearly a tenner usually, but it is just fucking lovely.
Yeah, it's
got a
usually
couple.
worth it, isn't it?
Yeah. Where did we go after there?
We went like behind there for a
Broco.
bit, didn't we? Yeah, we were looking for the
We
secret.
wanted to see if Broco were on.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
the Broco set.
I had that
didn't
lovely
happen.
ostrich burger. That was lovely.
Mm.
Who had that?
Double-decker toilets.
Who had that shit pesto pasta? Was it you, Varley?
Sounds like Valley.
Oh, it does sound like a
Look,
ball thing.
pesto pasta is nice.
It's so boring. Pesto is so
I
fucking
gotta-
boring.
I gotta-
Pesto on a nice margarita pizza.
Oh, he's won me
lovely.
back round. He's won me.
But when you just having
Come on,
pasta,
Rob. Come on, Rob. Come on.
when you just having pasta and pesto, fuck me, that is the most bland, boring meal I've ever heard of.
Yeah, he's
It
right.
filled me up, and I enjoyed it.
You know what?
It didn't go in your mouth.
Okay,
I'm gonna send him a charge back for that if that went on card.
okay. The thing is with festival food is like in some ways I do just want it to do a job, and I want it to be like the minimum viable product that is just food.
Very good.
But also I would like it to be just a bit nice, and that pesto pasta would have got fucking slammed straight on ground.
Hey, I tell you, and we'll recap this at the end of the year. But we've had some good food this year at festivals.
Yeah, it's
I
been
think
lovely.
it's been the best festival
Yeah.
food year yet. So you got the ostrich burger. You got the pesto.
Oh, the ostrich burger with cheese and a
Met
chili
some-
sauce.
met
It was
some fans,
fucking lovely.
And then Wolf Alice.
Yeah, and Wolf Alice was when the day started to turn and become a bit better because it's when
It
we
didn't originally when we got there. When we
No,
got there
no.
originally, it was very boring.
Yeah, but there was a lot of viewers there, and it was nice to meet the viewers that we don't often meet, who maybe do one or two festivals a year down south.
Oh, I'll tell you what were weird. All the people with all the Sharpie drawings on them, just saying things like "I heart goth sluts,"
Yeah,
a cross on my back if you want to fuck. Just loads of them, man. There were like 50 people in a row, just all scattered around us.
yeah, there was. It was.
I just don't get that.
I got to be careful what I
get a
say here,
tattoo.
but in fact, I'm not going to say anything. There was some questionable
It's just
stuff
weird.
written on some questionable places.
It was bad, that.
Yeah,
And I not that I was looking, by the way.
I'm all for it. Like, keep it going. Like, you do you. I'm not saying, oh, that's inappropriate. I'm just saying, like, in this climate, is that the best thing to be doing?
Just a bit weird.
I would not.
Because if I went and sucked your tits, you're gonna have a big problem with it, aren't you? But you were gonna write, and obviously I'm not gonna do that. All right, I'm spoken for, and it'd be inappropriate even if I wasn't. This is how you walk that back real quick.
Yeah.
But
the edit's already been done, you see,
yeah,
online.
absolutely. But it's it's just a bit weird, isn't it? It's a bit weird.
Yeah,
Maybe it doesn't have to be weird.
I don't
I still think it's weird.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
I don't want to fucking read that on someone's chebs, and maybe I shouldn't be looking.
God, imagine if that was your daughter, man.
That's someone's daughter, man.
What did we do next?
Kept watching Wolf Alice,
Oh,
and then Bring Me.
Bring me.
Bring
Bring Me,
Bring
were,
Me.
Bring Me were exceptional. That
Yeah.
was I've seen Bring Me a few times, and we're still and other than, I'm sure I speak on your behalf when I say other than the tour with Broco where they had the exceptional visuals by the looks of it.
Oh yeah.
I think other than that was the best I've ever seen Bring Me at Reading.
Yep, absolutely agree with
Yeah.
that. 100%.
And the whole Ed Sheeran thing.
Yeah,
Was
that was
excellent.
Special.
I'm convinced like Ed just wanted to be like part of like a metal band for like
Yeah.
like for a little moment in his life, and he's like, I'm gonna get on stage and play like a metal song once in my life, and it's like, Bring Me, all right.
That's so
I've been
cool.
to
It's
Sheffield before.
such a baller move, that.
It was a proper like headline performance, and
Yeah.
rightly deserved. I feel.
Did they have fireworks?
No, do you know what? I don't think any headliner had any fireworks.
Halsey did.
Yeah, she did.
Halsey was the only one I remember having any fireworks, which I thought was really
Yeah.
interesting.
I think
I don't remember.
AM did.
no, they didn't.
Did they not?
No, they didn't.
AM didn't have shit, and it's interesting seeing like two bands, obviously different types of
I just
bands.
walked back so quickly. Then.
Different types of bands, but like you got Bring Me, who it's their first like proper gig like that,
Yeah.
and they brought it. They absolutely brought
They
all the
did.
visuals, all the bespoke production for each one of those two shows. It was
Even-
all like custom.
Even the bit where I went down into crowd for Drown and it like became like a little bit intimate.
Yeah, everything was great. Monkeys just rock up. Where are we today? Reading, cool. Same set as 2018.
Fuck
Yeah,
around,
go
get
on.
something for a bit.
Any visuals? Nah, just
Do you
just the cameras.
Do you reckon they even got told like this is going to be on BBC iPlayer and that? And
I just don't
streaming?
think they care.
No.
I just don't think, and that's not a bad thing. I think they've earned the right to not care.
In my head as a fan, I'm like, okay, so this will be the first ever like televised AM like album or tour rather. So this will be like the first thing on telly that is from like the new era. And in my head, I'm like, wow. And I bet in their head, they're just like, yeah, whatever.
You would think about it, wouldn't you? Be like, what am I going to wear? Like, which camera am I going to address? They're like, cool, let's come out and play some songs. Some of them are a bit slower than they should be.
You don't want to put clothes on the camera.
Shut up. Yeah, it's interesting the difference in headliners. And I had a fucking riot at Monkeys both times, Leeds and Reading. But if you're just a passive Monkeys fan, that's not a very good show, is it?
No. I'd say I do love them, but I'm probably a bit more passive than you.
Oh yeah, they're like, I love them to death,
I
mate.
love them to bits.
But you could be not a Bring Me fan, as in just never heard of them, and watch the Bring Me show and be like, wow, that was amazing.
Yeah,
but no one is gonna never heard of Arctic Monkeys. Let's say this person never heard of Arctic Monkeys. They're never gonna watch that Arctic Monkeys show and go, wow, that was amazing.
And I'll tell you what,
Yeah, they might say it was good, but I don't think they'll ever say I was blown away.
Bring Me had all like the visuals and stuff as well.
And the energy, man.
So they had like all the you know what I mean by like a story to their performance.
Yeah, it was like a narrative of it was fantastic, man. It was a concept performance, really challenging the convention of what a performance can be.
Shut up.
Like a fucking Mitsubishi.
No, but it's good that you
Outlander
said that
advert.
though, because you weren't that interested in them. Like, not interested in seeing them perform.
I wasn't. I didn't care. I've seen them a million times. Their latest stuff doesn't do out for me. I didn't care, but sometimes that's when stuff ends up being the best.
Yeah.
Like I didn't care about seeing them when we went to see them in Hull, and they were so fucking good that we went the next 2 nights. I think
We went to Sheffield and somewhere else.
that was awesome.
Yeah.
Hull of
So,
fucking.
it was what was mental. We all saw Bring Me at Reading, and we just went, oh yeah, it's just Bring Me, and we forgot how good they are until at the end of it, you're like, man, they're phenomenal. But you always forget that next time you see him, you go, oh yeah, I'll see Bring Me again, because we've seen him so many times. But then when we do see him again, we're always like, man, they're great.
Shout out to Jordan Fish for single-handedly innovating and reinventing that band into the direction that's made them.
Yeah,
so
I put it all.
popular.
I put it all down to him.
He is a genius.
Every time I see like a video of him creating a new song, it's always him driving it.
Mm-hmm.
Ollie will just write a lyric and then sing it. Bad luck.
A very mediocre lyric as well, might I add. And
Yeah.
I like Ollie, but I do think that
Yeah.
that it's all. And I love Lee. I love Lee from Bring Me.
Yeah,
He's
Lee's
cool. He's just very chill.
I remember when they got rid of, it was called Jonah Weinhofen, who was like the cooler looking guitarist from just before Sempiternal? Or maybe he was on Sempiternal. And he looked the part and he was a great guitarist. I think he was a lead guitar. And they got rid of him and got Jordan in. And as much as I liked Jonah, I don't know his name, but getting Jordan Fish in was the best. If you're in a band and it's not doing well, hire Jordan Fish.
Yeah, he's a great songwriter.
Either produce, write, or perform, and you will smash it out the fucking
And
park.
if you just want some really bog standard lyrics, maybe give Ollie a call. Because Parasite Eve was awful. My
but
God.
you know what? They're all bangers.
Yeah, and
think
that's
they are all
that's the
bangers.
problem.
And like
when I first
Ollie,
heard
we
Parasite
like you,
Eve,
man.
it was awful.
we think you're a cool guy, Ollie. Not that you care. but we I think we all do like you, right?
Yeah.
Not dissing Ollie, but I think sometimes there is a time for lyrics that aren't super clever. I mean, I think listen to like the Arctic Monkeys, right, and the nonsense that's buried in those 3 layers deep of too clever for its own good. Sometimes you kind of need like the Bring Me the Horizon, like this is barely even metaphorical and just straight up. Like Catfish are the worst for it. Like Catfish.
Yeah,
if you want
straight to the point,
like plain nothing to analyze. And sometimes there's a time and a place for that. And Bring Me are fantastic and fill that spot perfectly.
I think I've just got a lot of hate for Parasite Eve and how it tries to be clever.
I think it's good.
No, you know what? When it was released, and I heard like the line about all the king's horses and all the king's men don't know their asses from their pathogens, and I was like, oh, is that
the line?
Yeah, and I literally nearly threw up. And the bit about you can't keep washing your hands of whatever, and I'm like, oh, it's not even clever. It's just things.
I didn't even make that connection.
No, it just makes me feel really sick. I think everything else fine, but when I heard those certain things, I was like, "This
don't let it bother me, mate. I just listen to it and go, it sounds good. I don't go, oh my god, did you hear that bomb?
I'm just like, it's because it's like, oh yeah, I can imagine him in studio writing it as like, you can't keep washing your hands. You get it?
It's like us writing Death Express.
Yeah.
Literally wrote the metal song to be comedic, and it ended up accidentally really good.
Oh God.
Parasite Eve and Ludens, like, I think they should swap places. Like, Ludens is so much better.
Ludens is excellent.
Anyway, we ain't here for fucking Bring Me the Horizon, Anthony Fantano hour.
AM was alright, wasn't it? It was what it was. Yep.
That's what it was.
The brain just shut down then between all
It
of
was
us.
fine. Like the thing is, there was so much like build up and anticipation for the Monkeys because everyone's been wanting them ever since they last heard 9 and 14. And it was just the same. There was nothing special about it. It was fine.
It lived up to my expectation both times.
But that was only because you had a very specific expectation based on
I managed
knowledge.
My expectation, and I was watching that set list every night to see what changed, and also it's not about like even watching the Arctic Monkeys. Sometimes it's about just screaming, "Do I want to know? We Bridie?"
Yeah.
and then
also telling everyone like this song. We saw this at Hollywood Bowl in LA.
Did you know we've been to Los Angeles? And also, speaking of going to America, we've also been to Coachella, where the Arctic Monkeys will probably headline next year.
Oh, no, they won't.
Probably not.
No. Anyway.
Thanks to our mate Robin, who sorted us out the headphones for the silent discotheque.
Yes.
Very kind of you, mate.
God.
God, because I would have been so pissed off if I had to wait in that queue for them.
Yeah. And I was really thankful for that because like we had such a short amount of time to live and breathe Reading. We literally couldn't
it's like
waste
a speed run, wasn't it?
Yeah, we couldn't waste our time queuing in that queue. And I'm all for like getting the raw experience. I'll tell you what, I'll be pissed off now for you if you want about the queue. Because I know what that's fucking like.
We've done there. We've cut our teeth.
I remember queuing for fucking silent disco at Leeds one time. It was fucking
God,
awful.
that was wank, wasn't
it? Yeah. But yeah, we were straight in pretty much. And it was all right, wasn't it?
It's weird because it was all the songs that I roll my eyes at, but I was just happy. I just seen Monkeys and I was with my best pal, so I wasn't really thinking about it.
Yeah.
But then I think everyone else was like, "This is dead."
I was having a good time until songs started getting mixed with songs that they should never be mixed with, or just cut off. Like you get 30 seconds of a song, start jumping around with everyone, and then it hit you with something. You're like, "Why are you ruining my vibe?" And that was like for a consistent hour.
Yeah, I'm glad we experienced it, but I wouldn't go back.
Yeah,
to the silent disco.
Just a bit shit.
Like that's why Leeds is so good because you've got Piccadilly.
Yeah, you know what?
You've got other
Not just that, you can just wander off to wherever.
So the thing I was telling everyone, like Leeds is so dramatically different because of the nightlife. Like your night doesn't end with sitting at the tent. If you, you could do that at Leeds if you want, And you know what? There'll be an even better fucking vibe because there's nightlife around you, and you can just chill at your tent and then appreciate all that going on while you're at your tent. But good news, you can also go down to Piccadilly. You can also go to a fucking silent disco if you want.
You can go to the caravans in the campsite.
Yeah.
Go to the ride still.
Yeah. Oh my
The
god.
rides are still going.
Were the caravans on this year?
In Leeds, yeah, they would have been. But we just didn't go up there, did we? Aside from on the
Oh, we
Wednesday,
did. We
which
went
when
past it, but we didn't really.
We should
Clock
do
it.
that next year because that would be good. Because
Yeah, I'd love to.
I sort of miss that. I will never forget that time at Leeds, 2010, when I fell asleep listening to what can only be described as like drum and bass, but like made out of fax
Yeah.
machine
I've
and
got
printer
that.
noises.
I've got that. Someone's linked me that because we've talked about that before,
Right.
and I'll find that link for you for that song because it's a
Yeah.
real song.
Excellent. I can't wait to hear it.
Oh, who's it by? It's by someone who got like done for being racist.
Brilliant.
How do you feel about that, boys?
Volley.
How do you feel about
Yeah.
that, boys? What's your opinions on that? Racism. I think it's terrible, personally.
Down with it.
I'm going to agree
Like
with you, mate.
Bruce
I'm going to
and
agree with you, mate. I think it's also very bad.
I don't believe Jake.
It sounded a bit. Your voice went a bit high then, Jake. Is there something you want to tell us?
No, not at all.
Anyway, silent disco was all right. I think we bailed at the right time. Like
Yeah.
we would have ideally.
It was a good. It was a compromise on it. I think everyone compromised because I left earlier than I wanted to, but then everyone stayed later than they wanted to because like
I mean,
a few of us
what
wanted to
happened?
stay.
Dan left first,
Dan
then
pussied out
Varley
and
left.
he wandered off.
Then me and
and
Chris. went.
then
Yeah.
then we all left. The rest of us.
And then we got back to the tent.
Yeah. So this.
Oh, hang
this
on,
is
man.
where
You're missing our little walk past the old cinema.
I mean, there's only so much to say about that, really. At the CHOC, we
Well,
walked
you can
past the
say,
cinema. We
what the
walked
fuck is
past the
anyone
cinema
doing
tent.
watching a film at that time? Just fucking either go out and get on it, or just go to bed.
Anyway,
Don't go
remember
sit
when
at
that
a
guy
festival.
emailed and we said, "Don't let anybody tell you how to have a good time."
That's
If
true.
you want to watch a movie at a festival, that's fine.
It's just strange, isn't it?
But remember, this is coming from the same man, CHOC, that sat in his tent with his bird watching like Stranger Things on Netflix on his phone.
When?
At 2000 Trees, mate.
What do you mean?
I didn't know
What?
you did that.
Yeah, as
Yeah,
he's,
dude,
he's,
that,
I,
mate.
You
I
were
have
in
been,
your
I have been
tent
briefed on this intel.
he said like it. Oh, I went in my tent last night and we just watched like something on Netflix before I go to sleep, and I
Yeah,
was
you
like,
did.
and I
Mate,
was like,
'cause
And I got called fucking PSP guy in 2012.
and he's here bad mouthing like, oh, don't watch it, don't go to cinema tent at
there's a
Reddit.
different going to a cinema tent and go and watching something on your phone.
Yeah, there is on
You
your
went
dead
straight to
phone.
bed, man. You were in bed early every
Cinema's
fucking night. at
cinema's
Trees, man.
24 frames a second. Your iPhone's probably 3 on your old ass fucking iPhone 11.
And cinema's massive projector and that, immersive experience.
I've changed
boring
sides here, haven't I?
you got to hold your phone, haven't you? Imagine that. Oh, beautiful movie. What watching Dark Knight, one of the best movies ever. Like fucking, and that's not me saying
Dark
that.
Knight Rises is better though.
Yeah, but I'm watching it. Wow, what an immersive experience. I want it to be more immersive. I wish the screen was
It
bigger.
does it.
I wish
does
the
it for me,
screen was
mate.
smaller. I wish it was. Oh, God.
Hey boys, we're on low battery here, so we better
dear.
wrap up in the next 2 or 3
Can we
minutes.
talk about the awful sleep?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
slept in van. Was that all right?
It was fucking gorgeous, mate.
Excellent.
How was the walk back to the van?
Awful. I was dying for a piss. Didn't know where the fuck I was going, but luckily the air tag really helped me out.
Bit of good out there. I
Yeah.
need to get
Oh,
some
no,
new
oh, no,
batteries for
well,
mine.
it helped me out for a certain time, and then my phone died.
So we went to the tent, and it was fucking funny. The one bit
Ripped
that
Varley's tent.
the one bit that I'll tell you about that I remember the most is we were all just like settling down after maybe 20 minutes of shenanigans. And then Jake just went, guys, Chris has got a bottle of water. And it just broke the silence. And everyone was like, where? And everyone was trying to get this one bottle of water off
What
Chris.
the fuck?
And we were all wrestling to get it because obviously a bottle of water is worth its weight in gold when you don't have a bottle of water and you're drunk and going to wake up hungover. And the water
Do you
ended
know-
up just getting spilt all over the bed.
So
They got
yes,
crushed
I
onto
was trying to
Varley.
be funny because I knew Chris had it, but it bit me in the ass because it made my bed wet.
Is
It's
that
the
what it
only
was?
fucking
Yeah.
thing here.
Only bed you'll
And
be
then
in.
we had one of the worst nights sleep.
I mean,
It
you
was-
call it a sleep. You
man,
didn't
I
sleep.
say we. Varley were fine. I was snoring from the first 10 minutes we were there.
But
Yeah.
when I'm tired, I'm tired. I'm just gonna sleep.
You were gone, but like
What a crack.
everyone else really struggled. Me and Rob were listening to this. I think it was a French guy behind us, behind the tent, just talking about the silent disco for 2.5 hours straight.
Oh yeah,
Just
and Silent Disco was
confused.
literally right next to the tent as well. I bet that would go.
Yeah. But this guy was just not understanding how you could have more than one channel on a headset for silent disco. And Rob, at one point, it must have been like
He
3
doesn't
in the
understand
morning, just
radio.
popped up and just said, "Oh, I can sum up this guy's conversation in one thing. He doesn't get the silent disco how it runs. No, he should go to sleep."
He was just going on and on, but you have headphones with I don't know what the French sound like, so excuse me.
No, I was
Even
going.
though I've spent long enough in fucking
I
France.
did not.
How the headphone and then you press button and the music changes, but I know, but there's everyone's singing.
It's going a bit German now.
Yeah, you know, the bastard.
I did not.
Anyway, we're on a slippery slope here, and this has been a good energy podcast, I think.
Yeah, I love how the lighting's dramatically got worse.
Yeah, but people will tune in at the start and think this looks all right.
Here's to hoping that the audio's good, the video exports well, and then we can do this again tomorrow.
Hell yeah, bitch! I'm up for that.
Yeah.
Oh, but I'm coming to Leeds tomorrow.
Oh, excellent. You can take my place then. And
Excellent.
I might also be here, maybe. I don't know.
Coolly.
I will not be here.
Reading all in all.
It was all right. I won't go back to Reading unless they send us to Reading.
Yeah.
The best way I can describe Reading is it's nothing like Leeds, and it's a bit like a day festival in London.
Yeah, and that's worth mentioning. It seemed like a lot of people were there for the day.
We were there for the day though, so we might be a bit biased.
Yeah, no, no, you weren't.
But it's a very different
slept
vibe to
overnight
Leeds
there.
Fest.
Yeah, different vibe.
Yeah,
entirely.
aside from the music, it would be a different festival.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the ampersand in the middle of Leeds and Reading, or Reading and Leeds. If it wasn't for that, it could be an entirely different
That's
fucking
true.
festival.
So fuck Reading, and
Yeah.
we had a riot.
We've
And
been saying it from day one.
We have, you know, we've been hyping up those crowds. Anyway, we're on low battery, so we're gonna go. Jake, thanks for joining us, mate. I hope your mum's calmed down a bit.
Yep.
I'm sure she has.
CHOC, pleasure as always, my brother. I'll see you tomorrow.
Oh, see you tomorrow. I love you.
Love you.
You
and
coming,
leave you.
Rob?
Yeah.
Got him an outfit.
I didn't know it was.
Things outfit.
I didn't know it was tomorrow. I thought it was Saturday, so I have to like change some shit around. But I'm probably 80% gonna be there if I can move some money around.
Move it tonight, you pussy.
The old pulling the money out the ass
Making
again.
money moves.
Well, guys, love you and leave you. Thanks so much for joining, and we'll see you next week on the podcast channel.
Would you like to come to my house?
Bye bye.
Bye.